Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to. Yeah.
Don't know the time, yeah. Just know that I'm, one of a kind, What's on your mind, What hard to find, Beautiful mind, Still in my prime, Just know that I'm here.
What's up, everybody? Pondoff's Anonymous, episode 37.
Guess who's back?
We took another 2-week break, but we'll get to that. And we're kind of allowed to do that because we're not getting paid shit to do this.
That's
so,
right.
When Jeff let me start with this. We're back.
Yeah,
That's why you started
really
singing
back.
that. I'm fucking in front of a camera in a nice studio. Hi.
Something like that, yeah.
Is that looking at me?
It's looking right at you. That's
that
at me.
Looking at you.
Yeah.
This is great. Getting out of my fucking grungy ass basement, but
Yeah.
when we were getting started, Jeff was like I'm gonna start the timer because I got a timer back just to make sure I'm not just fucking rambling for hours on hours. But it was like Wayne's World, in the scene where he's like, wait, you can't say 3, 2, or 1. So I go 5, 4. As they stop the count, and then when the guy the big corporate, they tried to studio their basement. Remember that?
Yeah, and they gotta nod along.
Right.
No nod.
No nodding. Yeah, that's funny. Oh man, what a movie. So yeah, we were gonna record on Saturday of last weekend, and then on Sunday, and I knowing Jeff, I knew something was up, so I reached out to him and said, "Hey, you doing okay?" And I saw a post he made on social media, and we decided to take the weekend off. Jeff was bad. You're battling right now, right?
Yeah, man. It's something I definitely don't mind talking about, and that's what the post was about on Facebook. I think every now and then, if you have anxiety or depression or any mental health issue, you have to reassess your medication. So I'm going through an adjustment, and boy, is it an adjustment.
I bet.
So I'm working towards, trying to get normal-ish again.
Mm-hmm. Baseline.
Yeah, and man, it's just been like 3 days terrible, one good day. A morning that sucks, an afternoon that's good. It's just weird.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know how to explain it really other than that. But so yeah, that's why we took off. I said when he reached out, I'm like, dude, I would love a break to not have to do something.
We were gonna do it on Sunday. We pushed it back to about 3:00 Sunday, and for those that know me, I'm a pretty big fucking degenerate gambler, and none of my parlays were coming in. The thing about that is, Jeff, is because I'm a good Christian. I don't run the books anymore. So I send my bets into a bookie, and that's why I'm always losing, because that's just not how the book always wins.
Right.
But since I'm a good Christian, I'm not gonna make books illegally.
Right.
Just gonna bet illegally.
Bet illegally.
I appreciate your consistent vulnerability throughout this, not just through this podcast journey we've been on since January of 2020, but since I've known you, and I met you here at church through mutual friends, you've always been pretty willing to share, and I noticed that people, from what I can see on some of your posts, they comment there in the comment section, and it resonates. And you've even shared that maybe some people have reached out privately, which is that's the point, man. I mean, the anxiety that I have, it's under control. Knock on wood, because it could bottom could fall out.
Just any time. Yeah, it doesn't. That's the thing about it. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Which is why it's not just a feeling or a worry, which there are those times, which are important too.
Sure.
To pay attention to. But That's why, I have generalized anxiety disorder, and it's just there's no rhyme or reason. It could be a chemical thing. That's what we, think it is. That's why we take medicine for it. But yeah, man, and I post stuff all the time about it, but I don't, and I tried to tell a friend this the other day. I'm like, and they got it, but I'm like, I don't do this like for sympathy at all, because I don't want it for, in fact, if I wanted sympathy, I wouldn't actually tell anybody. Sure. I do it for awareness and to tell people you're not alone. And that's what this whole podcast is about for both mental health and recovery and sobriety and addiction. Yeah. That's what we're here for.
And that's why because it's not going away. And I saw another friend, I'm not going to mention her name, but of her through another mutual friend, but she posted something very open about her battles with anxiety, and I'll have to show it to you. It was, man, those are the fucking Facebook posts that I that's what that medium's for. Yeah, we talked about it off air. I mean, I used to get into the fucking weeds, and it would hijack hours and days, and we're all dealing with real life in 2020, right? I mean, Facebook doesn't have to be real life. It can be sunshine and rainbows.
Right.
It can be fucking positive energy, pictures of your kids.
Yeah.
And, shit posting like we're on recovery and trying to help, and funny because and inappropriate. Sometimes some people say the F word too much on Facebook. Those people like that really piss me off.
Yeah.
But it lets what we put out on that. There's no law that says that shit has to be. That's not real life. Well, it don't need. It's not real life.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
It.
Yeah.
We're dealing with real life, especially this year where it's hit us all in the fucking face.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Well, and some of our listeners will remember that I was off Facebook, and I'm telling you, I might need to be off Facebook again.
Doesn't have anything to do with the debate on Tuesday. Huh?
Well, I've seen
that was a master debater, wasn't it?
I've never, I don't think I've ever seen. I don't know. I've seen kids better behaved in a sandbox.
100%. 100%. I mean, it's almost just. So here, this is funny. Okay,
yeah.
Tonight my fucking DVR is set for Saturday Night Live.
Oh yes.
My buddy's dad told him they were out of town on a business trip, and they got back to the hotel room, and he's like, I gotta watch this debate just so I'm ready for SNL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this will air on Monday after Saturday Night Live, so I can't shout, but
yeah,
I'm sure you'll be able to find it online. I cannot fucking wait.
Oh my gosh,
it's gonna be. I mean, this is time for Saturday Night Live to take back what Saturday Night Live used to fucking be.
That's right. Yeah, Jim Carrey, I think, is Biden.
Is he?
Yeah.
Great.
So it'll be good.
He's going to, you know what he thinks about the other guys. So it's going to be good. And I guess Alec's going to be the Don, huh?
Man, he does a good job at it.
But we are all praying for the first family right now.
I agree, actually. I mean, listen, I'm not going to be an asshole about it.
Mm-hmm. My fucking mom, she said, oh, I want him to, yeah, of course. Yeah, my mom be Christian. And she's like, of course I'm praying for his health.
Yeah.
I want him to get healthy, and then I want to see him in prison. I'm like, what the fuck?
Here's my prayer for the
Kat.
president and the first lady. Lord, let your will be done. Amen.
I'd tell him to cut that part out of the podcast, but he's the guy that does it, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Listen, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody.
No. Anybody. So it's but it is fun to make fun of that shit show on Tuesday night.
What else is there to do with that?
Ashley posted it. Well, Chris and Ashley remained married after this debate, and it was such a comical act.
Yeah.
It was really and nobody talked about anything that we could disagree on.
No.
It was so bad we agreed that it was just so bad.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
So we're still married. I'm just gonna get her to start putting out again. But anyway.
Do I need to make a phone call?
Cut that part. You know, you hit something on recovery, and this is these past 2 weeks. For those of you that have listened, and as Jeff knows, because I talk about it so much, I'm a fucking diehard Bold and Beautiful fan.
Yes.
My story. And the last 2 weeks has been a plot about Steffi, who's really, she's beautiful. Got in an accident. Dollar Bill Spencer, my favorite character.
What a name.
Excuse me, Dollar Bill. I want to be called Dollar Chris.
What a name.
Dollar CP, Dollar Pond. He hit her with his car. She was on her motorcycle, and she got out. She was okay. I mean,
She was on her motorcycle?
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
She had a little crotch rocket.
Nice.
Give her my crotch rocket. Anyway, Jeff, you get me in the fucking... she got hit, and so she was in a hospital recovering, and she got hooked on pain pills, and they played the story out, man, and I fucking started crying watching this. I even fucking sent her a goddamn private message on Instagram telling her how much I loved her performance and how it is good, because is people make fun of me about this shit, but you can tell when they insert something that's pretty serious. Like one of the characters will say, so many people are suffering from this, and that's true. Like that, and so they get that in there. Mm-hmm. And she did a really good job, like going from where she realized she was hooked and going nuts on her family. And yeah, man, it was a little uncomfortable to watch. I didn't have the issue with the pain pills and the opioids, but with the alcohol, and if something got in the way of my cocktail, that berry, I would pound. If it was a wall, I'd break it down to get to my drink. So it hit, man. And I don't know if their target audience are guys and gals our age and younger and older. I mean, older. So their target audience is the nursing home community. Yeah. So I'm going to be where the rubber meets the road when The Bold and the Beautiful has a storyline that would impact our target audience. Right. So we're going to that. Yeah.
You'll be the one to deliver the news.
Yes. Yeah. So Steffi checked in.
Okay.
She's in inpatient rehab, and now Ridge is going to marry Shauna, and Ridge and Brooke are Ridge and Brooke. They've been Ridge and Brooke since I was fucking Charlie's age. Except for the time that Brooke slept with Eric, which is Ridge's dad. Oh. But they're
that's
cool
complicated.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm telling you, I fucking cried like a baby on my DVR when I was catching up on my story. And you should see, like, if Ashley catches me, she goes, "Who's Brooke sleeping with now?" I mean, because she's kind of a fucking slam hound. I think that's my little sister's named after.
Poor Ridge.
Potentially.
Poor Ridge.
So it's good to have, circling back to what you said, taking time for yourself. We've talked about it before, like a mental health day.
Yep.
I mean, even my old man would call me and you big fucking pussies if we tried to call in for a mental health day. So I do a little unwiring there.
Yeah.
I love him to death, obviously, but he was a fucking ball breaker. But I'm in a position now where at my real job that I've always told people I'm pro vacation.
Yeah.
Which I think ties into this. We have a certain amount of vacation days. Every company does.
Sure.
Right? And if somebody, like, I see how important they are, because I've fucking gone through them. I don't know. My old man could have used himself a fucking couple mental health days. He'd get through his mental health day. Him and I'd finish a fifth on the way home from work when we rode together from Maryland Heights to Belleville. It's a 45-minute drive. He'd have half of it in a cup. I'd have the other half, and that's all she wrote. So that's maybe how he got through some mental health days. And it's just and I don't think he would have had to. Growing up, they just didn't allow that shit. It's
right
because it was so fucking stigmatized, right?
Yep. So
that's pretty much what we did last week. Just took a mental health break. And like we said earlier, nobody's fucking paying for this but us. Yeah. So
exactly.
we last week so on Saturday when we were going to do it, I couldn't do it on Saturday. That's why we were going to do it on Sunday. Now that it hits me, I had I hate saying this, but I had a funeral. It was my first COVID funeral. Great guy, Eddie Hefkin. I loved him to death. He was diehard motorsports guy. He ran BET in Belleville. He ran the anything dirt bike and go-karting and was just, if you're in that world, you know who Ed Hefkin was. So so I went on, it was in Millstadt, and on last Saturday, that's why we couldn't do it in the morning before I kind of knew exactly how you were feeling. And the reason I bring it up is because people are there. You go. I mean, I went into. It was at a church. It was more a celebration of life, which is great. And saw his wife. And I just started thinking about like, even those funerals are taken. They just look so different. I've been to a fuckload. Once as you get older, you just start racking them up, right? But started at a young age. Been to a ton of these fucking things, and I've gotten. I mean, I tell Ashley we drive past a funeral home in St. Clair County, like I got fucked up at that. I mean, that's what you do. You go to a funeral, you sit in the parking lot, and get fucked up. And, have drinks or I mean, I heard there's people doing fucking blow at my old man's funeral in the parking lot. Shit, nobody fucking told me. I would have been hard out there. Shit, I'm at the fucking greeting line for 7 hours. You think the guy? Hey, thanks a lot if any of you are listening.
That must have been brutal. By the way.
Yeah, it was. I had a ton of whiskey in me. I mean, I wasn't like falling over because I was a professional full blown alcoholic. Ton of whiskey in me, a couple Xannies, and a couple fucking cheeseburgers from the Fairview Inn. Great cheeseburgers. Maybe the best cheeseburgers in St. Clair County.
I see the signs. I need to go there and get one. Yeah.
I would say Fridays in Fairview Inn, but my buddy Screech the other day texted me now that O&O Pizza's open.
Yeah.
And said, which pie's better, Fridays or O&O? And I said, don't ask me those fucking questions.
Yeah.
That's how dare
you. Yeah, not okay.
Fucking asshole. I can't answer that. That's too difficult. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
He ain't throwing softballs at Screech.
Does he listen to this?
Fuck no. I'm an idiot. But maybe we should have him on one day.
That'd be fun.
Get them all liquored up and have a...
Do you want to have a live?
We would. No. We could not do that live. You're going to need a dump button. You think I'm fucking bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so my old man's was rough. But I tell you, I still to this day, and I'm not trying to brag on the motherfucker, but that line, dude, was... And it says something about the way you lived your life, I think. I mean, we were there all night. It was at Castley and Fairview Heights, right there on Lincoln Trail, and I think people were parked on Lincoln Trail. Like, it was...
Wow.
It was fucked up. I remember... So, I'm not trying to get all fucking morbid here, but...
Sure.
This is... I'm not scared to talk about my faith on this thing. I've seen it. I've seen it through... Unfortunately, I've watched like an aunt. I held the hand of a great aunt that, like, as she took her last breath, I watched, pretty much watched 2 children die, which is too many, and it just can't end that way. But my aunt, I bring her up because she was my Aunt Lee, my Italian aunt, lived out in Mulberry Grove, Illinois, which is a town of about 8.
Never heard of it.
So there's one less person in that town that listened to our podcast. Yeah, it's right off 70 on your way to Effingham.
Okay.
So she had a stroke and it was brutal because she had like lost most of her mobility besides maybe the far left side of her mouth, but her brain was 100% sharp as a tack. Her husband, my Uncle Ray, who married into the Italian family, who was used to play around back in the day when everybody's like, "Oh, you're Italian, you fucking dago, you gonna whack me," and shit like that. Well, I'm not gonna, but my Uncle Ray.
Yeah.
That's why you think he moved to Mulberry Grove. He's got a bunch of fucking cornfields out there. Makes good fertilizer. He ran the president of Fairmount Racetrack like back in the 50s.
Oh.
So you didn't become the president of Fairmount Racetrack if you were some fucking Pastor Matt here. You know what I mean? No offense.
Right.
But they were living in their house, and this is so fucked up. They were living in their house, and this fucker had stacks of cash in his walls, right? Old school.
Yeah.
And he was gone with Alzheimer's. Gone. Like 100%. It's complete opposite of my Aunt Lee. 100% physically. Just fucking completely batshit. God bless him. Gone. So finally, my family, my old man made the decision. We got to get him in a nursing home close to me so I can, the final straw was this motherfucker started, he started boiling some water and started putting his cash in it.
Oh my God.
My old man's like, no, all right, we got to go get that taken care of. So the day that we go pick him up, him and Lee, God bless her, they get my Aunt Lee in the car, which is the whole deal, right? Wheelchair and everything. Yeah. And they go to get my old man walks up, and then my Uncle Ray, and he's like, all right, Ray, let's get going. And my Uncle Ray would look at my dad and say, now, who are you? And my dad was like, Ray, I'm Tommy. I'm like, oh, okay. So they walk a couple steps. Who are you? I'm like, Ray, I'm Tommy. Let's get in the car. And finally get like halfway in the car, and he looks up and he goes, Tommy. And he goes, no, I didn't say Tommy. He goes, who are you again? And my old man goes, Ray, I'm Jesus fucking Christ. Get in the goddamn car. Shut the door on him. Took him to Rosewood and Swansea over in the Illinois side. And, we lived 5 minutes from the nursing home, and I was, I think, a junior in high school. And I was, believe it or not, I'm a sweet fucking kid, all right? I love my Aunt Lee and my Uncle Ray. So I would help take care of him and go see him. And at one point, I got a call. My Uncle Ray was trying to escape and walk back to Mulberry Grove. It was like 120 miles away from the fucking nursing home. And then we did get a call. One time he pissed on his roommate. He just walked over and just started pissing.
Oh, God.
Poor guy. He didn't know where the fuck he was.
Yeah.
Forgot where the bathroom was, I guess. Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
I shouldn't make fun. But it's serious. The shit's brutal, right? But my aunt, he finally went, and then it took my aunt another couple months. And I remember my old man was good with them, but he'd like go and make sure they're okay in 5 minutes. We got to go. We got to get out of here. He's got shit to do. So we were like leaving one of the times, and my Aunt Lee she was like just trying to just get out a sentence. So what my old man's like, Lena, what's up? And I'm being real sweet. I'm like, Aunt Lee, we'll wait. You get it down, and like, do you want me to get you a pen and paper? Because Tom would always say, we'll be back tomorrow. And like a week or two would go by.
Right.
So my Aunt Lee would finally, like, we thought she had to go to the bathroom or something. We wanted to get the nurse. And then finally she got this out. She said, you two are so full of shit. You're not going to be back tomorrow. That was like her dying words, was calling my old man full of shit. God bless her, right? So we get the call finally a couple weeks later, and he was at work out, his office at Westport, and I was going to school at Beverly East. I don't know if I was literally at Beverly East because I got the call, and then I went up there, and he was rushed. He was coming back. She was going. And I held her hand, and I literally watched her take her last breath. And so this life of a miserable state, right?
Yeah.
Where your mind's there enough to call Tom. Tell him out. Tell him he's full of shit.
Right.
She's sharp enough, but you just can't. It's like a paralyzed state. God. And as soon as she took her last breath, a tear came down her eye, and the sense of peace and like almost a half a smile. That's what her face turned into.
Yeah.
So I'm like, she's in fucking heaven, man. That's what I know. That's just crazy. I get goosebumps thinking about that shit. So, yeah, we're faithful fucking guys. And it's through things like that it has made me know what was going on before I really needed God. So I thought, and and got sober and turned it all over to him. But yeah, it was as hard as it was watching that. I mean, I'd never forget it. It was 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't, to this day, I remember that, and even more morbid. When Johnny was killed on that go-kart accident I've talked about when we were kids, the last time I saw him, there was a sense of peace, and he was, that's a little bit rough to go back to, but
Yeah.
But I saw it there, man. It's just to me, if people talk about, proof and all that shit, it was enough for me to see. I'm fucking sold, brother. There's something out there, and now we've turned this podcast into a sad funeral podcast, which I didn't mean to do it. But
yeah, I hear that.
So on the recovery front, things are good. Things are happening. Not, I'm not going to say 100% because of the show or the podcast, but it's trickling back. There's people that are getting help, and I want to share that because it's why we do this.
Yeah.
And I see it probably more than even you do.
Yeah.
I try to keep you updated, but there's and then with that there's also struggles when people get out. And I've talked about this before, like that's where I think that's where I've seen myself fall short and struggle, is the after care, if you will. But the best thing I can do is point people in the right direction. So Sauna Lake has an outpatient now in Maryland Heights. Did you say that?
No, I didn't. That's awesome.
So they have a whole outpatient. I want to have Nick back on soon to talk about it, or even Eric. But they have it's a first-class facility, and it's a whole outpatient program. They've always worked with folks, and I don't know the whole story, but this place is also for mental health and addiction recovery.
Oh, nice. Is that close to your office?
It's literally across the street from my office.
Really
but we're
cool.
moving from this office down the road a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's literally across the street, which is just kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with COVID and everything, I haven't been there. I need to. I want a tour. I just want it to be when it's safe. But
Right.
also, there's things that I've noticed with people that. Here's for instance, one of my struggles is they want to get plugged in, and I'm going to help you. I got ideas. I can tell you what I did. That's what got me sober, right?
Right.
For instance, I know somebody that wants to get plugged into church. Well, fuck, it's so hard right now. Like, you can't go to church, so you're sitting alone, or sitting, if you live by yourself, or if you're in a sober living,
right,
watching it online, which is great. It's just not the real thing, man. It's not, and it's just the world we live in. So. It is pretty cool that Core Group started up here at the old gathering, and and that's a way, because I think they're meeting. I've been in a Core Group most of my tenure here. This year, I just am not, because time, and we got a lot going on this fall with a house and with things going on at my day job, but. Yeah, you say practice what you preach. I did it, and it fucking saved. I mean, it was a huge contributor to my success in recovery, especially the first 2 years I was out.
And you'll do it again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we started a core group. Core groups are small groups at our church, just of people in the community. And I've got a group that's just Illinois people because we live on the Illinois side. So, and we started back up, and we're on Zoom though. We're we're not meeting together, but it's been awesome to reconnect.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
It's like going to the fucking gym for me. It's like Wednesday night's core group, and I'm like, fuck. And then I go and I feel back, and I'm like listening to music, and I feel fucking cleansed, man. It's you just get, I don't know. I know that sounds a little fucking mushy and shit, but it's just what it does.
Yeah.
Ashley leads one, and I think they're meeting at Clayton. Like they did one outside, but there's a couple gals calling in on Zoom, and they're able to do it a little bit of a hybrid.
Yeah. But
it's good. They've got a good group. I think my little sister's helping with one or leading one. I don't know exactly the whole story, but it's not an either or. You do, if for those that are really AAers, I'm sitting here looking at you. I don't know.
You look at me. We should look at each other. It's weird to look at the camera.
Yeah.
Hey.
They say I've never met a camera I don't like. But it's that's why AAs are so successful for some people in recovery, because you meet with a group of folks and do your thing, and that's what I try to help people get plugged into. I know folks in AA that can help out. I always, and this is where I struggled, I think, out of the gate, is because I don't technically know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
I'm not a social worker. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. Even though I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. You saw that coming, didn't you? I'm not much of anything, to be honest with you. But, I can get you plugged in, and it's almost like we're a stop on the railroad, and I find myself better at getting through to people that are close or at rock bottom. So with that being said, we're looking for help for if anybody's has ideas. I mean, we have places to get people to, and then to follow up with their outpatient program, which is super important. For instance, I attended a cognitive group therapy session 3 times a week for the first 6 months out of rehab. And once a week I sat with a therapist from this facility. And it worked for me. So that's what I advocate. That's what I know, right? And it is hard work at first, but it's worth it. And if you fucking committed to go to rehab, I mean, this stuff's easy.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm bringing all this up is our friend Ben Curtis, who was on, and I don't know if I said this last episode. Sorry if I get repetitive, but he's reached out and he's offering he does life coaching for folks in recovery.
Yeah.
He's based out of New York, but he's got a whole program, and he said if somebody reaches out to us and we connect them, he'll have discounted rates. He does that for a living. He's a life coach, if you will.
Yep.
So he's been super eager to help people and offer his services to anybody that would be interested. So if that's you, I mean, just shoot us an email to Jeff or I. Contacts on the website and in the podcast links, but those are all healthy ways to maintain recovery and sobriety. And I can't, like I said, I mean, and I kid around, but I am not a therapist.
Right.
I highly advocate for it, especially for folks that are dealing with recovery and mental health issues. I mean, they're out there. We had Chaz on. I mean, it's just healthy ways to improve your inner self, I guess. And that, I mean, not to sound too couchy here, like a fucking douchebag or anything, but I'm serious. and I keep bringing this up because I really struggle, man. If I don't have if I'm trying to help somebody out on the other side of inpatient, and they feel like they're failing or they're struggling, and I don't have the expertise to, and I try to have. I've got a family. I got a job that is 60 hours a week now, so I definitely care about you, and no doubt I'm praying and fucking love you. But there's people that can better serve.
Yeah,
and I've been struggling with that for the last 2 fucking months, and Ashley's been helping out with that because her facility, even places for people here in the city, they serve people with mental health issues and addiction and co-occurring. So addiction with co-occurring mental health disorders. A vast majority of their clients they help the homeless folks here in St. Louis, and unfortunately, addiction and a co-occurring mental disorder oftentimes leads to homelessness.
Sure.
And, so, I mean, they're a place that can help people, and I am all for being that quarterback to try to get you in plugged in, but I finally realized that I can't save everyone or fix everyone on the outside of rehab, and I can tell my story.
Right.
I can tell what worked for me, and sometimes it gets frustrating because one thing I did do and I learned to do when I got sober, I was so fucking humbled by that experience that I just started listening to people. Believe it or not, what happens when you start listening to people, shit starts going right.
Yeah.
It just does. Once we drop the pride, and that's what that great fucking humility I had in rehab was because I used to be such a prideful fucking prick, and it really counteracts all that when you become that humbled and you start listening to people. And I'm not saying people, this sounds fucking arrogant, but maybe you've come to me, listen. You've sought me out, listen. This is what I did. Fucking try it.
Right.
You know how many people I've said, why don't you come to church? And we're not going to beat you over the head with the Bible, but this is what I did.
Right.
And it worked, and it's working. Give it a fucking shot.
Yeah.
Seek out a therapist. I'll help you find one. It worked for me.
Yeah.
This is how I've gotten from A to B, just all the way almost to fucking, about it. What am I at? V? You think?
Maybe about V.
V for vagina.
Hey, we can't get too serious, right?
All right.
We're getting too serious.
But I mean it. That's
absolutely.
That is one of the things that has been really eating me up lately, because I fucking took it hard when, without getting too many details, but when if there's a time that I'm working with someone and it's not working out, or there's relapse. That's so often, that happens so often, and it doesn't mean you failed. You got to get back up again and keep going, because the statistics are fucking baffling on the amount of time people have relapsed. But yeah, it's I'm trying to get to peace with it, and to top it all off, and I've said this probably every fucking episode, that I'm not fucking perfect. As much as I tell my wife I am. So that's my recovery spiel for episode 37. But and it's so great to be back in this fucking.
I know, this little room, man.
I can't wait to move, Jeff.
Yeah,
you
got pictures of this place you can show me later?
I do. It's I got some things I want to do to it, because I'm so fucking handy. All my buddies
things
are like,
you want done to it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, right. All my buddies are like, have completely stopped returning my tax, and they're not talking to you, Hoff, Jack Hoff.
I really liked your the other day on Facebook, you needed your basement, unfinished basement painted.
You like that?
And I think number 4 was the best one.
It was a good looking basement, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. You know who didn't like that post? My wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It pretty much was like the.
I was just looking for one of those
dungeon.
4. Yeah. If you didn't see it. Yeah, it was. You know what? I just variety of styles of basements.
Hey.
The reason I bring this up is because it's so nice to be back here at this studio that we've been recording at prior to COVID. Because the last 20 fucking episodes have been out of my basement,
Right.
which is also where I work. But now that we're moving, I mean, like the boxes are. I'm claustrophobic as fuck down there. The boxes are caving in. I got to purge some shit.
Well,
you know. You
time to
moved.
get rid of.
When was your guys' move? 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 years ago by now.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Goodwill, man.
Yeah, I've been there 2 or 3 times, and luckily it's like literally right up the road on Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been getting rid of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Charlie just had a birthday on Thursday.
Yes.
Turned 7. So you use it as as toys come in. Although with toys, they just aren't his fucking bag anymore. He's all Minecraft and this fucking prick on YouTube, Unspeakables. His name's Nathan, but he's Unspeakable on YouTube. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
This fucking jackoff makes millions of dollars exploiting my kid and every other one. I used to tell Charlie, I hate this motherfucker. And he's like, don't say bad words. I'm like, shut up. And then, you can't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
And this guy is just rolling and like.
Is it an adult male?
He's probably he's probably like a senior or a little bit older. Not an adult male. No, it's not a fucking creepy.
Not weird.
Yeah. Right. No, come on, Jeff.
What's he doing? Is he playing with toys and stuff?
I mean, he fucking does all these pranks, and then he builds he has he has like a whole warehouse built out of giant Legos, and he plays Minecraft. That's the main thing is he fucking plays Minecraft and builds these Minecraft worlds, and Charlie will eats it up. So we had I relapsed on birthday cake the last 2 days. Guys, I have a confession.
Yeah,
I've been doing good since I got back from that vacation. I'm down like 20 plus.
Nice.
But I put 5 pounds on it the last 2 days, or my 2 cheat days. I got him 3 fucking cakes, and everybody's like, why'd you give him 3 cakes? I'm like, well, because and Charlie don't even like fucking cake, but he wanted unspeakable cake. So
okay.
The guy I brought up earlier, Jack Hoff, his name's Ryan Hoff, but I've always called him Jack since
of course
high school. Like I would call at his house, his mom would answer, like, is Jack there? Or his dad would answer, like, is Jack there? And Dad would be like, Jack. So they even call him Jack. I'm his son's godfather, Little Weston, and
Little Jack.
Yeah, right, Little Jack.
Little Jack off.
And his wife she does the best job on cakes. She has a cake shop in Belleville called Artistry on Cakes, and she does all our family. She did that Stanley Cup cake last year for his birthday. So this year she did 3. One was like a T-shirt, because Charlie loves this fucker's merch. Okay, this prick. He loves this fucker's merch. So he got a T-shirt, and then we had a hat cake, and then a cake with this fucker's face on it. And she does. It's an amazing job she did. And anybody that's looking for, she did our wedding cake. Ashley and I didn't get a piece though. We were so fucking busy.
Same with our wedding cake. Yeah.
And Ash is nuts about wedding cake. She loves it. Like, that's her favorite part of wedding.
Right.
And it is now that I've, lost my balls and 6-pack and become a big fucking sober pussy. Like I'm looking forward to the wedding cake. We didn't get any, but people were raving over it. So if you guys, if you guys need a cake made, or call Kristen at Artistry on Cakes.
Did you send that guy a tweet with a picture of that cake?
I should, yeah.
You should, yeah.
And if you guys need anybody to jump out of a cake, I have rates. And so like G-string, it's like $250.
Eat your way out of the cake.
Right. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. So G-string only is $250, fully nude $500. And you can email me at cpondoff at pondoffsanonymous.com. I can send you sample videos. in that dungeon.
Leave me out of it. I'm not taking those videos.
Yeah, but man, his birthday was a bummer. He was
Man.
he was sick on Tuesday, so his birthday was Thursday. Not really. I mean, I'm trying to think. And with everything going on, we're like, fuck it. He was fine on Wednesday, but they took him, and he Thursday, we were waiting for a test result because you got to get it. And then it didn't come till Friday. So we stayed in the house. Ashley and I both took off work, hung with them all day, and made the best of it. But today, being Saturday, after this show, we're surprising him and taking him out to fucking Six Flags, man.
Oh.
I fucking hate that place so much.
It's open?
It is from, I think, 1:30 to... It's going to be cold and fucking rainy, but
yeah,
he's going to eat it up. He's never been... When we went to Table Rock on vacation, you drive past it on fire, and he saw it, and like any kid. I mean, I used to love the place when I was a kid, but have I told my Six Flags story?
Oh no,
I'll wrap the show up with my fucking Six
Here
Flags
we go.
story because I might not survive. This might be it. This might be the last show we do because I almost died at that fucking place when I was 16 or 17. I drove us out there. It was me, my girlfriend in high school, and my buddy and his girlfriend in high school, who coincidentally are married now. They are one of the high school sweetheart couples that made it, which is a rare thing.
Yeah. Unless
my
you're from a small
in high school
town,
is probably laughing right now. Yeah. Well, right. Yeah. Small town. You know.
I have a lot of people that ended up marrying their high school.
A lot of Carrolltons.
Yeah. That's right.
Understood. We were driving out to Six Flags, and so this was 20. I'm gonna be 37 in November, so it was 20 years ago. God, fuck, 20 fucking years. Yikes. We're driving out, and 44. They've tried to make it better, but. Yeah. It like came to a complete stop at the exit for Six Flags.
Yep.
And like people, that fucking exit has wiped out families. Like there's been minivans of families that have been just completely gone from a fucking pile up. Like, I mean, it's brutal. There was a family from Southern Illinois outside of Freeburg. Took them all out.
I didn't. Oh, wow.
And
I
like
didn't know that.
and then there was one where like one person survived. Man, it's like almost like, fuck, take us all.
Yeah.
Like, that's awful. Brutal. So I come up on a fucking stop. I'm 17, year into driving. I got my turquoise Jeep, and I start slamming on the brakes, and I realize I'm not gonna make it. So I fucking veer right into the guardrail, and there was room on the shoulder. Barely touched my car on the guardrail. Mm-hmm. The guy behind me fucking plowed into the guy in front of me.
Oh my God.
I saved these motherfuckers' lives. Still to this day, no thank you, no nothing. It gets better. Fucking Six Flags. So, so we go in, and they wanted to go to the water park first. I think it was called Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still called that? I don't know.
I don't know.
They still got it because you can see it. It's massive.
Yeah.
So we go to this fucking Hurricane Harbor, man, and I'm already in kind of a fucking mood like that. Like we were just almost fucking died, right? And we go to this Hurricane Harbor, and I've never been like a big huge water slide guy. I mean, it's like getting a fucking enema. I don't need that much water up my ass.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan either.
Like, I'm a lazy river guy.
Yes.
Not the fucking tidal wave, right?
Yeah.
So we go and we start, the girls lay out by the wave pool, and we kind of go in the wave pool, and I'm like, everybody in the wave pool's got these big ass tubes. Well, I didn't want to fucking stand in line for an hour to get a tube.
Right.
So I go in the wave pool just to kind of cool off, and I end up waddling. I was kind of in shape athlete at the time, so I wasn't this fat fuck that I am now. So I'm waddling in the wave pool and waddling. I'm just, whatever the fuck. I'm just chilling. Somehow I kind of get swept down to closer to the deep end. And the waves start coming, and I'm like, shit, because I didn't think the waves are like 15 minutes of waves and then 15 minutes of no wave.
Yeah.
So waves start coming, and I'm like, shit, and I get kind of pushed down to the deep end, and these 4 tubes all come up and crash together, and my head was like in the middle.
Oh God.
And that's like that scene from fucking Old School where he gets shot with a dart and he falls in the pool. And like, hello, Roxas, hello, friends.
Yeah,
I was out of it, just like floating down to the bottom. And I'm like, I shake it off down at the bottom of the pool, sucking in water, and I make it to the top, and the waves now are like max intensity. And I'm like, shit, man. And I start swimming to the side away from these tubes that are fucking crashing into me.
Yeah. And
I grab a hold of the ladder on the side of the deep end. And this lifeguard at Six Flags, this lifeguard, and this is no Pamela Anderson at fucking on Baywatch, okay? This lifeguard goes, "Sir, the ladder's for emergencies only." And I go, "Fuck you! This is an emergency. I'm fucking dying here." And I start climbing out of it like I'm this punk ass kid and can tell me I can't use this fucking ladder. Well, because I said this is an emergency. This was his fucking moment of glory. He fucking blows the whistle. He sounds the alarm. He starts fucking lassoing that red raft with the white stripe. You know what I'm talking about? Lassoing it like he's going to throw it out so I can grab onto it. I'm like, just fucking here. And I reach my hand up. He pulls my hand up, pulls me over the ladder, throws me on this little sand beach area they have, and tries to start giving me mouth-to-mouth. I'm like, get the fuck off me. And I go, if you're going to give me mouth-to-mouth, you better give me a little handy. Get the fuck off me. I'm like fucking drowning in this fucking place, and I look over, and my fucking girlfriend in high school is yelling at me. What the fuck are you doing? The other girl is pissing her pants, and when I told my girlfriend, I was like, are you fucking seriously screaming at me right now? I almost died. Yeah. She literally gets down on all fours and pees because she was laughing so hard. Oh my God. These are real nice fucking people I'm with, right? I mean, so 2 times in one day, I almost got killed by this fucking place. I was so done. Yeah. I said, I'm never going back to Six Flags again. I'm fucking too old for this shit. And now I'm 17. Now I'm 37, bald, with gout, and fucking 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. And this is what you do for your kids. Yeah. So we're going to Six Flags to surprise his ass. I may not see you guys again. And it's been a good run, Jeff. All right. It's been a good run.
We'll see you next week on Alan's Anonymous.
I will leave you with my Trump 2020 hat and shirt that Ashley's got in all the Goodwill bags, and that'll be it. We'll see you guys on the flip side. We'll have fun at Six Flags, guys. Thanks for listening today. Let us pray.
If you're struggling or know someone that is, please have them check out our podcast and reach out to Chris or me. We want to listen, and we're super eager to help. Pondoff's Anonymous is Chris Pondoff and produced by me, Jeff Allen. Our music is Anti-Hero by McCall and Gentle Waters by Wild Wonder. For more information, visit pondoffsanonymous.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram.